home game of any college football season is cause for celebration. Senior Day, a perfect way to celebrate and remember all of the accomplishments of this group of leaders. Auburn will kick it off to get things started. He'll start the return inside his 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. The Gamecocks offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Off the play fake on first down. He'll get rid of it. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Jackson going to throw it. And it won't make the connection going for the big play. And the Gamecocks will punt this one away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Gets his first one of the day away, and that matches his total from that victory last week. So Auburn's offense will have its first possession of the game. And the story is going to be in this one. Will this quarterback be able to operate before that big fella on the defensive front gets right in his grill, Jesse?
And listen, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he better play with a clock in his head in this one. He's not going to have a lot of time. There were a lot of quarterbacks around the SEC that probably felt this way back when they played the Georgia Bulldogs and David Pollock, right?
Yeah, especially those real teams with Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. But, like, here's what's fun. You can't throw the ball off your back. And that's what this guy's going to try to do. Get to the quarterback, affect him. The bottom line is every quarterback becomes really human when you hit him. Can he hit him and make him human?
Looking downfield on first down. Finds his tight end. Powers through. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. Looking to throw on first down. The Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Wants to go up top. Grabbed in the middle. It's Simmons. So much change of direction. He's down to the 23.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job. Great catch.
Here comes the heat. And they'll send out the field goal unit. And very important not only to generate power, but to find his mark, a 49-yard try from the left. Never a doubt. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. They'll kick it away after putting up a field goal on that last drive.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are.
And he pumps it up inside the 20. Maybe some nerves on that return, but a fortunate bounce, and they'll retain possession.
Wow, they narrowly avoid disaster there. They fumble the kick return, and if that goes to the other team, all the momentum is no longer with them, so a nice job being able to pounce back on that. The head coach breathing a huge sigh of relief.
He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble, but couldn't create anything there.
Well, the defense defense watched film last week, they saw this running back catch multiple passes, and that hasn't been the case today. They are clamping down on him, always aware of him, especially in the passing game, and so far they've taken him away.
Gets it out to about the 35-yard line. That's where they'll mark him out of bounds in this offense trying to put something together. Wonder if they'll be conservative on 1st and 10. Quick touch pass to the receiver. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. The Gamecocks with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Jackson will throw. Pressure coming. And he's wrestled to the ground.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target up.
There he goes. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
This receiver is dangerous because of what he can do after the catch. Once he has the football, he is so good at making defenders miss. You saw it on that play.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. A little bit of feeling each other out. They're down 7-3 as they open this drive. They'll leave it with him. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run play action. Got it in the middle. It's Thompson. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a 1st down.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating a loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
Looking for a man. It's Knight. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
And I know it wasn't successful there, but you can go back to last week. Like, they're going to throw this man the football. They find creative ways to get him the ball. Really good coaches get their playmakers the ball in space, and that's what I like about this offense. I bet they come back to him.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. Auburn sends out the punting unit. Gets the first one of the day off and hoping he's not as busy as he was in that loss last week when he kicked it 4 times. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Off to a good start here and back to work now with a 7-3 lead. Here comes the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
You You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on second down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations. I'm way more successful when I can keep those sticks at a more manageable situation, and I'm not as predictable on a third down.
And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Pulls it in. It's Harbor. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. And the Gamecocks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw it. Snagged in the middle. It's Thurman. Wide open spaces. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
Well, this guy struggled the last time out. He knew he had to get back in the film, get back to the practice field, and work on some things. And I think he did some good work because he's already thrown for more yards in this first quarter than he did his last time out.
Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Direct snap. It's Coleman. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And that's a great job by the defense, understanding exactly the situation, understanding to stay home, play sound. No matter who gets the football, we're going to run to the football hard. We're going to cage the football, be disciplined. Nice job by the defense.
To the air, it's Knight. Safe completion on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
Yeah, and you're going to see this offense find different ways to get this running back involved. It's not just going to be on handoffs, and they're certainly going to line him up in different places and even throw him the football. But the screen game's a big part of it, too. They're trying to get him going there.
Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He gets it away from his own end zone. Fair catch is brought in at the 43, and they are set up nicely. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. So first down here as they go back to work. Motion from the wide receiver. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Throws for the tight end. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
And we talk to teams week after week and quarterbacks and coaches, and what do they always say, man? Quarterback's best friend is a tight end. Well, that play right there, he wasn't his best friend. You don't see a lot of drops from him, but, man, he had an opportunity to catch that one.
Makes the grab outside. It's Harbor. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Oh, this crowd wants it. They want to roll Toomer's corner. But right now they want to stop on third down. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And this defense was flailing as he weaved his way and got down to the 26.
You know, on the third play of the drive, third down, it's the scrambling ability of this quarterback that goes and picks up the first down. He was so calm back there. He never got flustered. Nobody open, no problem. If you give this guy 1 yard to run, he's going to tuck it and take off, and that's exactly what happened there.
Second down coming up. Pulls it and fires to the left. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. Third down play in the red zone, and this crowd is at fever pitch. Reads it, fires complete.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered.
And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. And with the extra point, they're on top by 18. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
So here comes the Auburn offense. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle. Nice blocking. How about the running back?
Turning it on. Quick step and go. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. Auburn lines up quickly.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 50.
And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
How about this defense in this game so far? Already 5 sacks, and we're only in the second quarter. I think if you're the offensive coordinator, you have got to start mixing up these play calls, moving the pocket, get your quarterback away from danger because it's obvious. These offensive...
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, a couple of ACC teams colliding in a game that could have some implications. Florida State is currently ahead in this one, but unlike the days when Bobby Bowden walked the sidelines, this has not been a blowout today in Tallahassee. They're up by 4 over NC State. Never know what's going to happen in the ACC, and we'll circle back. If anything develops, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. Might as well give it to him again. Oh, he's got some space. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
Defensively, you'll take the slow death. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making them run to guys, and get them on the ground, for goodness sakes. This guy is fast, I know, but defensively, you got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
Well, I love the job in coverage there. Sure, the guy made the catch, but right away the defender able to bring him down. No possibility of yak on that play.
The Gamecocks look to do some damage in the red zone. Pulls and throws off the RPO. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
It's it's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
He did not make it a stone wall on third down.
And I like the defense being aggressive. They heated up that RPO. They didn't even give him time to read it. I'm getting in the backfield right now, making a play, being aggressive, bringing the fight to the offense.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
He had nowhere to go with the football. Fourth down, you know he wants to make a play. I'd like for him to throw it up, to be honest. Try to give somebody an opportunity to make a play. Who cares if I throw a pick? It's fourth down anyways, but he couldn't find anybody to get the ball off. Defense surrounds him, gets him to the ground with the sack.
And he is going to be forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Tremendous defense there. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Now the play fake. He's going to run it. And the ball's free in the backfield. Defense trying to take it back. Touchdown Gamecocks. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone.
It's really hard as a quarterback because you got your eyes downfield. You're trying to find an open guy. You're trying to negotiate the rush, and all of a sudden people are swatting at the ball. They hit you. They knock it out. Got to do a better job next time of keeping two hands on the ball so you don't get it scooped and scored like what happened right there.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. From the gun, running back gets the give. It's that hole for 4 and gets it out to the 16. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Caught in the backfield, it's Howard. He'll go out of bounds at the 22, methodically moving it away from their own end zone. And the Tigers come to the line trying to find a way to convert on 3rd and very short. To the ground to try to move the chains. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Auburn sends out the punting unit. Hauls it in, looking for space. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. Jackson gonna throw it. Unloads to the right. Got a man, it's Harbor. So, Jesse, they're able to connect on the crossing route against the zone. You run that pattern against that coverage. What do you have to keep in mind?
Well, the receiver needs to know where the soft spot is in the defense so he can gear himself down. And the quarterback, Reese, has to play with great timing. Because if he's too early or too late on the throw, that might get picked.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Here's the pressure. And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35.
This defense needed something to happen to create some momentum back to their side. They built a deficit. QB's been very comfortable making plays. Exactly what you needed. Put some doubt in his head. Get to him. Hit him. Get physical. They get the sack on this play, and that's just what they needed.
Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Fires into the end zone. And he'll sail it way too far for everybody.
And that's a big missed opportunity there. And sometimes it's just those small things. It's getting your feet set so you can throw the ball with good accuracy. A lot of times guys are open and you just rush it, you hurry it. This quarterback's just got to settle down a little bit, take the time, and hit that open guy.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play.
Touchdown Gamecocks! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And this is blowout city. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen explosive plays. They score again here right before halftime. I don't know, guys. I mean, can we do running clock in the second half?
35, Auburn, 6.
On the move from inside his 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Offense has enough time to get off a play before we head to the half. They'll leave it with the lone back. Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work in Auburn, Alabama so far, and welcome into the halftime report. And we'd be remiss if we didn't start this halftime report by giving props to this superstar tight end. He's been almost, you know what, check that. He has been unguardable with that unusual blend of speed, size, hands, and route running. He is a pick-your-poison kind of player.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
Caught in the backfield. It's Welch. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. The Tigers lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. Got enough for the first.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. The give out of the gun. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Man, it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. Cradles it at the 35. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the...
Breaks into the open. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out, but when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
He stopped him behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. And it's no good. Guys, after this dominating performance, I guess the head coach wanted to be able to yell at the special teams coordinator. So here comes the Auburn offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. And some room to work. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. To the air, it's Knight. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. Auburn sends out the punting unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Nice job by this defense playing assignment football. Somebody has to have the quarterback. Somebody has to have the pitch. And most importantly, when you get there, you got to get him on the ground. Nice job tackling by this defense.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. And the Gamecocks will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch is collected at the 24, and that's where they'll start this drive. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. Didn't get anything done, 3 and out on their last series. They'll try to find a rhythm here. They go to the ground. Got a little space. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field.
Illegal blocking.
A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Looking to throw, it's Knight. That's reeled in, it's Coleman. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Got him downfield. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Short gain on the play before he slides.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job, buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there, so instead of throwing it away.
There he goes. Lowers those pads. Ripping off a huge chunk of yardage, and he's got it just outside the 10 of the 11. Auburn going to work with another 1st down. On the run, it's Watson. He breaks a tackle. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Wants to go up top. Bring in the heat. It'll be 3rd and long. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Nice move there. Hard running there. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter. We've reached the break. It's South Carolina holding the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Might as well go big or go home. They need a touchdown, and it looks like they're on their way home anyway. They'll go for it on 4th down. He wants it all. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They went 3 and out last time. Now they'll look for some plays that work. Leaves it with the running back. Got the 1st down and still on his feet. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And the defense down in this game, they just can't do anything to stop this offense at this point, David. Right now, they know they're going to be trying to run the football and try and ice the game, but there's nothing at this point it seems they can do.
Yeah, and it's frustrating. I got to sell out, man. I got to bring as many guys to the line of scrimmage as I can. I got to find a way to get this ball back to my offense. The clock is not my friend, and them running the football is only...
Oh, there's always football on the bad pitch. Defense picks it up. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. A very disappointing performance for the #1 team in the country. There'll be a new team atop the rankings when they come out next. Here's a heat. Caught behind the line. It's Robinson. Touchdown, Auburn! All that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
Well, you got to love the attitude of this team. I know they're still down by a lot on the scoreboard, but a really nice job by the quarterback. Accurate throw on that touchdown pass.
And the point after is good. They're set to kick it off, and you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute. You've got to lock in.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. To the ground with the back. Makes it past the marker. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. On the run, it's Martin. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. Gets the back moving. On the direct snap, it's Harbor. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the 1st down. The Gamecocks come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Off the play fake. Quarterback adapted. He'll pull it down and run. Crosses the 45, out of bounds at the 47-yard line, and a solid play there. And the Gamecocks are moving quickly down the field. Handoff to the single running back.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
Everything going the offense's way. They're trying to ice this game late. They've got a really nice lead, so you just want to run the ball, high percentage throws, and keep the chains moving, and they're doing that. This has been a beautiful drive to watch. Offense continues to stay in a nice rhythm here late.
And when you're a quarterback, man, I know wide receivers are great athletes and they're supposed to catch everything that gets near them, but when you don't put it right on the center, when they're running a lot of times, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. And I think he did that a little bit too much for his wide receiver right there.
He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. The Gamecocks come to the line with a new set of downs. Smart move to keep it on the ground. He has the first and still on his feet. And he's brought down after a nice gain. All the way down to the 15-yard line. It's first down. Motion from the back. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Headed to the end zone. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a first and goal.
This offense has a lot of different ways they can attack you, and you're going to see the entire playbook at work in this game. Throwing it, running it, and getting guys the ball out on the perimeter. Great job.
And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
I think one of the keys to this defense's success all season has been how good they've been stopping the run. They are a top 10 unit when it comes to rushing defense, and it's helped them out this year down in the red zone.
They'll try it again from the one on second and goal. This quarterback part of their running game. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The big fellas coming out in the goal line defense. They'll run the option. Touchdown, South Carolina! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Starting to see some smiles on that sideline as they're close to a Week 10 victory. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. That is what they mean when they say ball control, a 14-play touchdown drive. And they close the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. So here comes the Auburn offense. Looking for a man. It's Knight. Rush is on him. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Backed up now. Here's second and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Took a shot as he threw.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
Makes the catch. It's Hutchinson. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
And I know this football game is over, but we got to keep fighting. We got to keep finding something, some kind of rhythm in this offense, something we can hang our hat on that we do really, really well. Listen, the intermediate passing game like this has taken over college football, short to intermediate. So if they can find some of this, it'll help their offense moving forward.
It's first down from back at their own 24-yard line. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long, early or late, up front. Moving forward, this offense has got to do a better job, or else they're going to be in a lot of trouble. You cannot give up as many sacks as they have in this game and expect to win.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Quickly to the tight end. Turning it. Look at that toughness, just running through everybody. How about this freshman leading him on the chase Mason making the big play after the catch. The RPO, fire complete to the left. They make the stop, and the clock strikes 0, and that will do it for this one. With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to some degree, wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah, listen, at the start of the year, there are a lot of goals that get put up on the blackboard. Reaching a bowl game is one of them. So now you can go ahead and check that off. But if you're this football team, you're not celebrating that tonight. You're looking to build on this win moving ahead because they've got bigger goals down the road, Dave.
They do, and they've shown you some good flashes throughout the season, man. Some moments that really say this team could be really, really good. And so I think you continue to improve. You know at the end of the season, I get to take a vacation. Wherever the bowl game is, we get a free trip with my boys, but there's some work to be done still.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.